Welcome to Behind the Grind. Today we're going to be viewing pro EuroLeague player Kyle Weems of Virtus Bologna basketball. How are you today, man?
Not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. I just finished practice, just watching some NFL games, so pretty normal evening for me. Thank you.
Nice. Let's start off about your time in college at Missouri State University. You won the Larry Bird Award there.
Mhm.
Do you feel like you had like a really good college experience with your time at Missouri State?
For sure. I redshirted my first year, which means I only practiced with the team and with the school. And
Yeah,
this was a good, maturation year for me. It helped me mature and grow up a lot. My
yeah,
girlfriend at the time, which is my wife, she actually played on the women's team, so I got to see a lot of her games, which was nice.
nice.
But I kind of just got thrown into the fire. My redshirt freshman year, we had a new coach, Conzo Martin, that's at Mizzou right now with the Missouri Tigers and doing well. And he got me out of my comfort zone a lot. I was fortunate to make the all freshman team in the Missouri Valley that year. The next year, I believe I was second team All Valley, and we won the CIT postseason tournament, which a lot of people, kind of look at it as a weak postseason tournament, but it was fun for us because we got to play four more games and have 3 or 4 more weeks of good practice and in the season with a win. And as you mentioned before, I got the Larry Bird Missouri Valley um, Player of the Year award my junior year, and we won the first ever Valley title in school history. And
Yeah.
I was also first team All Valley my senior year. So I was blessed to actually have a great college experience.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, and then you entered the NBA draft and went undrafted, but played in the summer league with
hmm
the Toronto Raptors
hmm
that year. What was your experience like in the NBA summer league? Was it pretty cutthroat, like guys fighting to try and get an NBA contract?
That's a good question. It really was. Coming out of college, I played well at the Portsmouth Invitational, which is the camp for the top 64 seniors. So that opened up some NBA workouts because all the teams saw me play well there. I was voted number 7 out of 64, which was another huge opportunity and a blessing for me to be able to showcase my talent. And that led me to 8 or 9 NBA workouts. And like you said, I actually started off and played the first game with Golden State. And then the Toronto Raptors had a bunch of guys get hurt. And that was the year Golden State drafted Draymond. Clay was returning from his rookie year. And Festus Ezeli, Harrison Barnes were also drafted. So there wasn't a lot of minutes. So they thought it was in my best interest, as well as me and my agent and my family, for me to go finish the rest of the summer league with the Toronto Raptors, and that was good because it opened up some more doors for me here in Europe.
Yeah. Did you make some good relationships with players that you played with in the summer league? Like, say, like Terrence Ross or some of the guys on that Raptors summer league. Are you still in touch with those people?
Not really in touch. If I'm sure if we crossed paths, he would recognize me, and I would for sure recognize him. Same with a
Yeah.
guy like Quincy Acey. He spent some time on that team. A guy that I know is Bobby Brown. He's well known for sure here in Europe. He was on that summer league team with me, and he eventually signed another deal. I believe he was with the Rockets 2 or 3 years ago. He spent some time with the Kings and the New Orleans Hornets. Um, but just guys like that. And then obviously Draymond, my uncle Chris Weems, who played at Stanford back in the late 90s. He is actually the head G League coach for the Warriors, for the Santa Cruz Warriors. So he spends a lot of time with the Golden State Warriors, helping them when they
Yeah.
need some player development coaches. And Draymond asks about me, and he relays the message. So just to kind of know, like you said, some of those relationships and guys still asking how you're doing is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then your second year in the summer league, you played with the Atlanta Hawks, and then
hmm
after that, you moved on to the Euro League, right?
Yeah. So
Uh,
basically, I worked out with the Hawks, and then I really thought it was a good chance of me being able to go to that training camp, and things just didn't work out. And that's when, actually, after Toronto, is when I went to Germany. And I played in Germany for 2 years in Bonn and in Bayreuth. And then that's what led me to France another 2 years, Turkey for 3, and now in Bologna, Italy for the last 2.
Was the transition like moving from the States to Europe to play basketball? Was that a really hard transition for you, not being able to see your family as much and stuff like that?
For sure. I think it was really hard. The good thing about playing in Germany my first 2 years is everybody spoke English for the most part. So that type of transition wasn't as bad. There was still some difficulties in being able to understand people and them being able to understand me, times in the grocery store and stuff like that. But um, my my wife now, who was my girlfriend at the time, she did come over and spend the season with me, which made it so much easier. And then also, we had some visitors. Both of my parents got to come over for around 3.5 weeks, so that was really cool to be able to get to show them some stuff and just kind of help the time go by a little quicker. And we also played twice a week, so we missed our families a lot, but before you knew it, it was already close to the end of May, and we got to come home for the summer.
Yeah. What was it like when like COVID hit, like in Italy? So it must have been tough not being able to see your family like now with everything that's going on.
Yeah, for sure. We were still obviously in the middle of our season. We were 18-2 in the Italian championship for first place. We were in the final 8 of the Euro Cup. With if we would have won that competition, we would have been in the Euro League for this year. But neither here nor there. Everything that happened, and you can't do anything about it. But we ended up, staying here. I hurried and sent my family home, my wife and my 2 boys. I got them home towards the end of February, which they already had a trip, planned back home just to go visit some family and then come back, not knowing that what the COVID situation really, really was like. And obviously they stayed home, and we stopped our practices in our team gym. We stopped them around the second week in March, and I was just doing at home workouts and pretty much the grocery store and back home for the next 3.5 weeks. And I decided that I just don't see how we're going to be able to play the rest of this season. So I just made an executive decision after talking with my family and with my wife, and I just thought it was best for me to go ahead and head home on April 1st. And, I was really nervous because if the season were to continue and for some reason I wouldn't be able to come back to Italy for travel regulations and all these different travel bans and stuff, it could have made me forego on my contract and void it for this season that I'm currently in now. So, but
Yeah.
everything worked out, and our Euro Cup season was canceled, and also our Italian Championship season was canceled. So I'm glad that the decision I made worked out.
Yeah. And back on the Euro Cup, you guys just became the 18th undefeated team to go undefeated in the Euro Cup regular season. How does that feel to go 10-0?
It's pretty cool. We had some tough games. Obviously, when we got here, we didn't get as much practice time as what we wanted. I joined the team a little bit late from training camp, as well as a couple other guys, and guys just kind of got thrown in the fire kind of at their own pace. We also, instead of just having normal preseason games every weekend, we were playing every 3 days in the Italian Super Cup, which was, it's tough because it was intense games that your body's really not used to so quick coming to Europe, in the middle of August to late August. So, but it's a huge accomplishment, obviously, but it's not anything that we want to, settle for and be content with. We want to win this competition, and we know there's still a lot of work to be done, obviously, with the top 16 coming up here in a couple weeks. So that's kind of our focus, and it's kind of just put that 10-0 in the rear view and just kind of focus on what's ahead.
And for like obviously finally going 10-0, 18th undefeated team, do you feel that the impact of having players who have some NBA experience like Marco Bellinelli and Milos Teodosic help your team a lot?
Oh, 100%. Just the way, and even Stefan Markovic, who, even though he hasn't been in the NBA, the way that he can control a game, not only with his offense and with his playmaking, but also with his physicality on defense and just disrupting what the other team is doing, getting into their offense is huge. But those three guys right there, they're not afraid of the moment. They're not afraid to make a play for another teammate. They're not afraid to take on the big responsibility when the team needs it. And I think that, a lot of teams don't have that. Maybe they have it in one guy, but I don't think they have it in three guys. And I like to think that myself is kind of up there in that category as well, with not afraid of the big moment to take a big shot or get a big defensive stop when the team needs it, but as well as a bunch of guys on our team. So I think we have a perfect mix, but definitely those three guys with their shot making experience and just their overall big game and big moment experience with the game of basketball, I definitely think that plays in our favor for the future.
Next weekend, we're interviewing your teammate Julian Gamble. Do you
Mhm.
feel that you have like a little bit of a rivalry with him, both being American players coming into the EuroLeague?
Oh no, because obviously with us being on the same team now, there's no rivalry, but he did beat me once when we were in college. He went to Miami, Florida, and I went to Missouri State, and they beat us in the second round of the NIT. So he has that win over my head, but I returned the favor when I was in Besiktas and he was in Bonn, and we were fortunate enough to beat them 2 times that year. But Julian's a great guy. He's a great teammate, great family man, and I really love having him as a teammate.
Nice. Uh, when you get like a big highlight play or something like that, do you have a go-to celebration that you do when you're like hyped up for a play?
It just depends. I mean, if you dunk on somebody, obviously you want to let them know that you dunked on his head.
Yeah.
I like to, if my kids are in the stands, I like to kind of look over at them, maybe point to them. But mainly, I just like cheering with my teammates. Maybe just jump up, chest bump, something of that nature, and just kind of get hyped with them. But it doesn't even have to necessarily be a play or something good that I did. It's just mainly something that if we have a big play for our team and we change the momentum and the flow of the game, I like to show that kind of emotion for my teammates as well.
Yeah. Are you like looking towards maybe getting some NBA action in the future, or are you kind of more
Mm,
comfortable with the EuroLeague?
Yeah, no, with my age now, I'm 31. I've been in this European basketball game for this is my ninth season. So obviously, if the NBA were to come calling with some certain opportunity or some certain deal, obviously I would entertain it. But for right now, I'm very happy and very content with my life and my family. We've adjusted really well, especially me and my wife. Now our two boys are adjusted really well. They kind of understand, when August comes, we need to leave our house in the States and we live over here. And then possibly, with obviously in non-COVID times, we'll have some visitors. Possibly they get to go home and visit some family and kind of break the season up a little bit and enjoy our time in the summer until the game of basketball is done for me. But for right now, I'm very, very happy playing basketball in Europe.
Uh, are you excited to get the crack at the top 16 and maybe make it into the EuroLeague next year?
For sure, I think that's definitely one of our main goals of this season, and it was our main goal last season before everybody kind of signed their contracts to come play for Virtus and to come play for Coach Sasha Djordjevic. It's one of the main things that he said, that the club had ambitions to, get back to the EuroLeague. I don't believe they've been there since, Manu Ginobili played here in the early 2000s before he made the jump to the NBA. So to be able to fulfill that goal, not only for ourselves, but for the club, I think it'll be pretty cool and pretty special because this is a rich basketball tradition within this club and within this city. And I think that it definitely belongs in the EuroLeague. So we want to try and capitalize on that.
And do you feel that there's a lot of rich history in Bologna with like you guys being the oldest Italian basketball team in Italy?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if you know this, but they call this Bologna Basket City. There's actually another big time team. They're in the Champions League, Fortitudo Bologna. It's our crosstown rival, and they've had some really good teams in the past, and their fan base is crazy. Sold out games, obviously before COVID, but sold out games of 6,000 or 7,000 every single night, as well as our games. And I guess you can compare that rivalry to Duke, North Carolina, Ohio State, Michigan football, things of that nature. Mizzou, KU back in the day, USC, UCLA. But basically, no, for sure. The basketball tradition here is this is Basket City. Everywhere you go in the city, the people know who you are. And sometimes even houses can be divided between us, a fan of us, maybe the husband loves us, and the wife likes Fortitudo. So
Yeah.
things here are definitely a great basketball city.
Nice. Well, it was very good getting the chance to have this interview. Thank you for the opportunity.
No problem.
It was very nice talking to you. I think that's about it. Thanks again. Sorry.
Perfect. Yeah, no
Thanks
problem,
for the
man. You
interview,
did
man.
great. Appreciate
Thanks.
it, man. You did great. Thanks.
Have a good one.
You too.
See ya.